it's, because it's remote, it's really loud.
I was shocked. I have some more stuff too, so I know it's not retains the heat, but it was just good to feel it.
Oh, good, good.
Let me know if you like that.
I will, I will, thanks.
So,
Hi, Chief.
I am. How are you doing? He's about to give a great presentation.
That's right. I got your back, don't worry. Not a choice now.
She did. I tried to get her to go to the doctor today, and she wouldn't, so she's gonna go to the doctor. So she is very,
A couple of my guys were here to help out.
thank you. Thank you. She's,
How are ya?
just been in pain.
Okay.
Well, and I told her, I came in.
Just am. I don't know
And,
why.
you know, Ruth said, hello, so I checked on her right away.
Smile all night.
Got her leg up.
Every time I go, you'll be like,
The doctor's like,
Drive down
"Guys, go to the
Springfield."
doctor and come back here.
what's that?
Hit your head. She's like, no,
The
I
cat
don't
from
think so.
Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire
She's like,
cat.
you know,
That's
Patty
me.
fell and had a concussion, and
yeah, I was gonna say.
Probably
came in, and I'm like, don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. 7:45, 7:30.
Morning? Yep.
Yeah, what do you?
In the morning.
Well, if we do, there's a luncheon or something.
Yeah.
7:30.
Well, 7:30, you'll put us down there, come, and then get us checked in.
Oh, the mic's on.
Off of,
How are you? Hey, I want to ask for a report about the agenda. I want to move the rock salt consent if we can. Into consent. Yeah. It's the very last item on the regular agenda.
10, okay.
You know, I put a wool sweater on, and I thought, oh, maybe I'll be too warm. And I said, I don't think so.
It will,
An hour
once
ago
the
that I
crowd
didn't
gets
know
here.
existed, and some of it exists
The heat
outside
registers are not working. Patty and I just tried them all.
Sure
We start talking
what's going on. In some respects, I feel like they're moving the goalposts on me, and in others, I feel like
Oh, good.
she was in on the
Awesome.
conversation.
Sounds good to me. Sorry, I'm freezing.
I wasn't aware of that.
Patty is too. I might go get my space heater. Seriously, I'm freezing.
Valpo 22 bracket game.
Right. No, that's true. Right.
I can't,
That room is warm. The
I
executive conference room is
can't play
warm.
them.
Ruth, are you like a healthy dog with
I
a cold
am.
nose?
Official score.
Anne Marie did the same thing. She's like, "What are you doing?"
I cannot participate in those games.
Even when it's like no money,
Yeah.
this is for nothing. This is just so I can tell my brothers that
Mm.
it's bad.
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah.
I used to do it for years.
If you had to choose somebody and were assisting somebody else,
No. You know what? And it's fine. I really don't mind.
That's so sad.
Don't mind it.
but yeah, North Carolina.
Hello.
Okay, no worries. I just like explain what it does.
I fall asleep just smack.
I was like that Saturday night. I had to be in Batavia at 5:45 in the morning.
I'd gone to bed Friday night at 2 o'clock. So I would not have been good for me to wake up. One, two, three.
Yes, sir.
Underneath me,
wants to move G10 into the consent.
Oh,
agenda.
very good. Okay.
We went up to Rosemont.
Sounds good to me.
Live,
Okay. All right.
So
Friday
I'll
night.
place it.
5 other couples are
Two.
up there.
It'll be F3
American
actually.
English, which is a Beatles tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been here a bunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were pretty good. And then after them was Kashmir, which is a
Zeppelin. band.
Zeppelin. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I thought I was going to get in a fight, but I didn't get in a fight because I photobomb these people.
Too old for that shit.
It was pretty funny when I photobombed. It was hilarious, and luckily they tell me it's hilarious too.
Oh, good.
Baker, I'm expecting.
We're a small group today.
Let's see. Let's turn the ringer off.
I've worked 155 hours in the last 2 weeks. I don't look good.
Alderman Baker, we knew the party couldn't start until you were here.
There you go. Okay, having reached the 5 o'clock hour, I'd like to convene the Committee of the Whole of City Council March 13th and ask for a roll call.
Jacobson. Fanouken.
Here.
Markwart.
Here.
Snow.
Here.
Noriko.
Here.
Baker. Favor.
Here.
Ray.
Here?
6 present.
Thank you. We do have a quorum to convene, and I do expect Alderman Baker to arrive. I assume Alderman Jacobson, not having heard anything to different, I'll expect him to arrive as we proceed. Moving first then to the 2016 Annual Freedom of Information Act report, I'll turn to Aaron.
Good evening, council, staff, community. My name is Aaron Stevens. I am a management analyst in the city manager's office, and I also serve as the primary FOIA officer. So I would like to present to you the 2016 Annual Freedom of Information Act. Although it's a brief report, it does provide important facts about the service of FOIA that the city does provide, and just the general overview of the number of FOIAs that we receive and respond to on an annual basis. And like I said, a quick overview of that, and also the other information that is available on the city's website regarding FOIA. All right, so as you're probably well aware, the Illinois Freedom of Information Act requires all public bodies to make public records available to any person for inspection and/or copying. So the city does take FOIA responsibilities very seriously and is careful to ensure the requesters are provided a timely and organized response. But rather than just looking at this as a law that the city complies with, I would like for you to perceive this as really the way that the city responds to information, a request for information to residents and anyone really, whether they're living within the city of DeKalb or not. So rather than just seeing this as the perception of being FOIA'd, we use this as our system for providing information simply as, customer service needs to the community. But doing that and sticking within the parameters of FOIA allows for us to use guidelines that is set forth by the states that we do have to comply with, but it also provides a standard response timeline, and it also provides certain exemptions that may or may not apply, and a standard way of conducting this as city business. And it is an efficient means. It's well ingrained. It's well implemented at the city level, and we do follow this very carefully. So a quick breakdown on the types of FOIAs that we do receive. Primarily, it is police, commercial, and non-commercial. They would fall in within these three categories. As you can see, this year in 2016, we received 776 police FOIAs, 184 commercial FOIAs, and 234 non-commercial FOIA requests. And of that 234 non-commercial FOIA requests, 120 of those were requested by a total of 5 individuals. So 5 individuals made up 120 of the 234 requests, approximately 51.2%. And we'll go over these a little bit more detail on the next slide. Okay, so what is commercial versus non-commercial? Commercial purpose is the use of any parts of a public record or information derived from public records for sale or solicitation of sales or services. So that, for us, mainly boils down to real estate transactions, new construction developments, or data research that companies are conducting for their clients or for themselves or for educational institutions, or et cetera. And non-commercial are primarily made up of these top 3 categories: residential records for private citizens, statistics for research organizations, or general city business. Now, obviously, this is not the entire gamut or the entire detail of the types of FOIA requests that we might receive, but this is the bulk of the types of requests that we do receive. This next slide provides a 3-year comparison from 2014 to 2016 on the numbers of these 3 different categories of FOIA requests that we've received. So as you can see, starting in 2014, police received 1,061 FOIA requests. Non-commercial was approximately 78, or was 78, excuse me. Commercial was 166. Moving to 2015, the PD FOIA request, police department FOIA request dropped to 535. Non-commercial was 144. Commercial was 150. And then you see a significant increase in non-commercial requests from 2015 to 2016, which also occurred in 2014, from 144 to 234. And we'll go into this in more detail on the next slide here. Okay, so as you saw, the police FOIA is widely varied. That was primarily due to a system known as AVRS that the police department started using for individuals requesting records pertaining to vehicular accident records, known as AVRS. And also that they began encouraging lawyers and paralegals and law firms to use the subpoena and discovery process, more so than just the standard FOIA process, to find information pertaining to legal records on open cases. And then, like we discussed, there was a significant increase of non-commercial requests from 2014 to 2015 of 84.6%. And then in 2015, it was an increase from 2015 to 2016 of 62.5%. All right, so just a little bit of detail on how the city responds to FOIA requests. When the information is submitted, when a request is submitted, whether it's through email or whether it's online through the FOIA form on the city websites, or it's handed in person, whatever the means is, that information is directly routed to me as a primary FOIA officer or the secondary FOIA officer if I, for some reason, am out of the office or unavailable. And as soon as we receive that information, we immediately transcribe that into a tracking spreadsheet. We include all the important details about the request to make sure that it does not get lost in history, or we don't forget any major details, and that we have everything on record as per the FOIA Act actually requires. And once we've done that, we then route that to all departments who might conceivably have responsive documents to that FOIA request. Even if we are not 100% sure that a department will or will not have a responsive document, we still keep them included to make sure that they can provide anything that is possibly responsive whatsoever. And then we ask that they provide all information that might be relevant to that to us, the FOIA officers, so then that we can determine whether or not it is or it is not responsive to that exact request, and then also make the appropriate redactions. So we don't have the departments make any of the redactions themselves or make the determinations. They provide that information to us, and then we make sure that we provide everything that's relevant to the requester as much as possible with or without appropriate redactions made. And then wrapping up here, I just wanted to provide a few other types of information that's available via the city website that FOIA requests are not required for. In keeping with that, we want to make this as easy as possible. We want to make providing information to the public as simple as possible, as easy as possible. So anything that is going to be standard or readily accessible through the city website, we ask that customers first go to the city website and learn how to use the city website to receive that information. But of course, we always provide direction on how to do that. But these are just a few of the items that would be available. Some of the common requests that come in for financial records, budget reports, comprehensive annual financial reports, or collective bargaining reports, or agenda meetings and minutes, all of these items are available on the city website. And when we do receive a request for that, we do respond by telling the person or directing the person directly to where it's located on the city website, and then providing any other information that was requested. And that is all. Are there any questions I can answer?
Questions of Aaron? Alderman Noriko.
I know the amount of time that you spend processing a request varies, but can you give an estimate of how much of your work time approximately is spent on responding to FOIA requests?
So at this time, we don't actually have the details of the number of hours or an approximate time spent. We have realized that that's something that would be very important and helpful to track, so we've begun doing that, and that will be available in upcoming reports. But right now, I don't have any specific details as to time.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm sure, Aaron, that depends on the complexity of the request.
It sure does. It widely varies. Some requests, could take anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, where others might take days.
Well,
or 5 hours, or any time.
I guess I was looking for, do you, of your, total work responsibilities, does responding to FOIA requests take up half of your time, 75% of your time?
For me as a primary FOIA officer, at least 50%.
Okay. Thank you.
Other questions of the FOIA topic? Seeing none, thank you, Aaron. In the 2015-2016 summaries of FOIA, detail is on the city website.
It is, correct.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for the report this evening. Anyone wishing to speak at this point to council in the cow? Seeing none, we'll move on. I'll entertain a motion to recess to executive session to discuss purchase or lease of real property as provided for in 5 ILCS 120/2C5, discuss pending or imminent litigation as provided for in 5 ILCS 120/2C11, and to discuss personnel as provided for in 5 ILCS 120/2C1. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Noriko. Is there a second?
Second?
Seconded by Alderman Favor. All those in roll call. I'm sorry.
Fanouken,
Yes.
Markwart,
Yes.
Snow,
Yes.
Noriko,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Favor,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. we'll use the large conference room, and we'll plan to reconvene for the 6 o'clock hour of the regular meeting.
How's the world traveling?
I didn't go anywhere.
What a disappointment. How are the airlines surviving?
I don't know. I try to use airline points anyway. So.
No.
Although Southwest is so cheap, I buy them on there.
Points?
Yeah, use your credit card, get the points, and then take the free trips. I've run through